meeting to order and get started with the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call roll.
Commissioner Cochran.
Present.
Commissioner Story. Present. Commissioner Case.
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Mayor Masser Smith.
All right, item 3, reading approval of minutes. Did anybody have anything that they saw that needed changes? I didn't notice anything, nothing stuck out. So if nobody has any changes, make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Public property report, Ms. Garvelia.
Yes, there I have no purchase orders and no additional updates to what I gave last meeting. So that's that.
Have, Helitech and Woods have both been in?
They've both been in,
Okay.
yes. Now Helitech is going to come in with a team to look it over, the 23rd.
Okay.
How about the police station?
That hasn't started yet.
It started, okay, just curious.
Still waiting on the paperwork.
Okay.
It's considered.
Good.
Sweet.
That's it.
Awesome, thank you, Kathy. Water, sewer, streets improvements, Commissioner Cochran?
I have no purchase orders I'm aware of. Nobody's still in the pool.
Yeah, you
I think we got 2.
Pool adjustments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one pool adjustment with Travis Severn. And make a motion to approve that.
Sorry. Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story. Commissioner Case.
Pass.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
I have one that we didn't approve for Keith Kubo. I make a motion that we do not approve that.
Do we have a reason why they turned it down?
I believe they did not have a fence. Stephen, is that correct?
Correct.
They did not have a fence.
They didn't have a fence.
Oh, that fence, okay. I didn't agree.
Second.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Pass.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Don't believe I have any lake lease transfers, do I? Okay. Okay, we have our annual homecoming parade coming up, which is the 27th of September. We have a resolution to approve the homecoming parade route from 1:30 on September 27th. I'll make a motion to approve that.
I second it.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Probably know we have opened the bids on our CDAP water project last Thursday, and our engineer Roddy Potts is here to explain the ins and outs about it, so I'm giving you the floor, Roddy.
That'll be the 2 items that I placed there before you. One of them will be the bid tab itself, and then the other one is simply, it's a drawing. The drawing that you've got there is just in order to provide you a map in order to indicate the water lines that we were looking to replace. Joplin Street, Burkett, Lawrence, McCann, in front of the East Main Street, in front of the high school, just to give you some reference associated with that. On that bid, we had 5 plan holders total. Only one turned in a bid, that was Wiggs, which will take you to the smaller item, turn the front page over, and that will give you a breakdown of what their bid was associated with the project. We initially had it estimated at $1.16 million, which is the amount that we received. Their number was a little bit higher than that, 1.589. So we're about $400,000 short as far as on the project itself. So we've gone through the project associated with it as well. We definitely need the water lines replaced. We've got repair clamps all throughout the whole area and have had for years. The project also basically included also replacement in almost the whole area for sidewalks, okay? We're talking about $487,000 worth as far as work, as far as on sidewalks. In the process of working on some avenue and effect of that, how we could still, obtain what we're wanting to do on the project and reduce it down to about $350,000 lower than what we've got here, which would put us closer to our grant amount. Basically, it's a sidewalk. I've talked with Craig, about sidewalk. We are going to have to keep the sidewalk on Joplin Street and also on Lawrence. Both of those are curb and gutter streets is what they are. So our water line in essence would stay there in those particular instances. The other areas, basically the sidewalk is virtually non-existent anyway, so it's not gonna be any difference. We're gonna move the water line out closer to the roadway, in essence in the ditch, for lack of anything else, and would not be required in order to do anything associated with the sidewalk. So by doing that, we are still replacing all the water lines. Everybody's still tied in. Basically, we are completing the project with the exception as far as on the sidewalk, which would not be able to, we can't afford to do the upgrade on the sidewalk, I guess is what I'm saying. And so we are working with, DECA, it's still DECA to me, I can't remember, CDBG or whatever it's called now. We would still accomplish the task of what we're wanting to get done on the water system. All those water lines, would be replaced, new PVC water lines. I don't know how many clamps that we've got throughout that area, throughout the years. Yeah, it's a bunch. We might wanna actually try to recoup those back and put them back on the shelf. But anyway, what I have to do is that I wanna present that to you so you know what we're in the process of doing, where we're, working the avenue in order to bring that price tag down to basically something pretty close to what our grant monies were. So in essence, not having to have that $400,000, just to let you know, and this will be something that Craig will be able to work in as well. The sidewalk, that is something that we can do with MFT funds,
That's what I was.
and we would be able to do next year. You know, it's not something that we're gonna wanna do this year, we're not gonna be ready for it. It'll probably be spring before we actually get started as far as the project itself. So at the end of the year, we could go ahead and log in with our MFT and plan on doing some of these streets and things of that nature. In talking with Craig, the two sidewalks, Joplin and Lawrence, what we're gonna talk with Jeff about. Jeff's gonna go ahead and remove whatever is there existing, and then the city forces will probably go ahead and put the concrete back for those sidewalks. So that will reduce that cost even more from that aspect. I have to take all the papers that we've got from the bid, insert them into the book that we have, submit that back to DECA. They have to give their final graces, and then you can do your final approval from that aspect. So it can be done either one of two ways. You can go ahead and move forward in order to make that approval this night contingent upon DECA doing their approval, or we can wait till DECA gives their approval. I'll come back and knock on your door again, so, hey, approve this.
I think we'll move on tonight personally, so we're not standing your way, waiting on a meeting or something if you get it approved. So I'll make a motion that we, accept the bid tonight, pending approval by all the funding agencies.
That's it.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Just one tidbit of information for you, so that way, whenever you see the money, it will be, and the contract will be in the total amount of this contract, but it will be associated with, in essence, a change order, to remove that, in essence, out
You'll
of
have
the
this change order
contract.
attached with it.
Yeah, and we'll do that. We've got a price tag, so we might as well go ahead and do it that way, allocate it that way.
Just, I probably, I've forgotten since then, is there Is there a shelf life on the grant funds?
There is, yes, there is. And so we're working within those guidelines. Us doing this job in 25 will fall within that window.
Okay, cause I knew that when we had started talking about this project in the past, I think the hope was to get it done
Right.
sooner than we've gotten to it, so I didn't know what the shelf life of
Yeah,
those grant
we're,
funds
we're
was.
still okay from that aspect.
Okay,
So you're gonna bring back an actual Word document
Mhm.
and everything that we need
I'll probably
after
just
they
send it
approve?
to,
Okay,
I'll probably just send it to Brody.
very good. And that's all I have.
anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Cochran. Public Health and Safety, Commissioner Story.
Yes, I don't have any purchase orders, right now, and, the discussion and approval of the merit board beginning the process of hiring firefighter off the current eligibility list. I make a motion to accept that.
Second,
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
yes.
Just a little bit here, the police department had 600 calls in, August. The fire department had approximately 90. Another thing, we've got a squad car we found for $42,320, something like that. So that's in the process of getting it bought, so everything's going good. You got anything to say, Chief?
I think we'll come in probably cheaper than we originally planned on the vehicle by catching a late 23, and again, we've had some less than stellar news as far as some projects in town, as far as our finances with City Hall and McLeansboro Street, so, but I know you guys are needing a vehicle, so we can start moving with that process, and once we get a finalized number, bring a PO back, and we'll try to take care of that. Anything else, Commissioner Story?
That's all.
Alright, thanks, sir. From my side, I have two payrolls. First is dated for August 30th, 2024 for $137,708.01, with breakdowns of $85,927.96 from the general and $21,780.05 from the water and sewer revenue fund, so I make a motion to approve that payroll.
I second it.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story, Commissioner Case.
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Then we have the second payroll dated for, September 13th, which is this upcoming Friday, totaling $101,328.33, with $78,447.47 out of the general and $22,880.86 out of the water and sewer revenue fund. I make a motion to approve that as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Item B, we have bills. It's a large number, but they're all large numbers anymore, so, becoming numb to some of that. But we have total bills of $467,736.56, with $225,937.59 out of the AP fund, $177,143.36 out of NFT, $41,413.84 out of one of the TIF funds, and then $23,242.77 out of the downtown TIF fund. I make a motion to approve that long-winded list as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story, Commissioner Case,
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
That's all I have for accounts and finance. Mr. Carr?
I have no updates.
No updates, okay. A couple of updates, I gotta go back through and make sure that I'm not missing anything for Lee. He did wanna commend the Young Americans for Freedom, which is a club at the high school. They spent this weekend putting out nearly 3,000 American flags for the September 11th event coming up on Wednesday. This morning in our department head meeting, fire department will put the large flag out on the aerial, in the morning on West Main. This morning, during our department head meeting, Chief Cochran stated that 803 is back in service. So that's exciting, we've got a truck back, still waiting on some additional stuff for 801 before we can put it back in service. Brooke, am I missing anything?
Fly-in. Sorry.
Is that Saturday? The
So
fly-in Saturday, the last fly-in Saturday at the airport, what used to be the water department, is now back to the airport. I know our courtesy car out there is on the fritz, so, we're communicating with the airport manager as far as what we need to do regarding, getting a courtesy car taken care of. No POs. The discussion or approval of providing a matching contribution to the upcoming possible housing grant administered by Crosswalk. I didn't have any information in my packet.
The last time the council pledged 5,000,
Okay.
and they're just asking if we'll pledge something. So,
Any
That's
discussion?
what the match is.
that's what we did
in the
last
past.
time.
That's what we did for 23.
Those papers, I just gave you, Chris, the resolution
We
from
did a
last time is
resolution in
on there.
December.
Okay.
To do a grant. That's historically been what we've done.
Okay.
I have no problem. I think 5 would be fine.
I guess not the paperwork, but
So if you guys wanna do that, we can, do a resolution at the next meeting.
Okay. We'll go on to the next meeting.
Yeah, do they
Make
need
a motion to,
make a motion to approve the resolution.
yeah,
I'll make a motion for the resolution to provide the $5,000 matching grant for the housing grant.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story. Commissioner Case.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia. Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes, sorry, that's okay.
Thank you, guys. Item D, we have a petition to vacate an alley. You want to handle any of this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty standard alley vacation. It's essentially overgrown, there are no access points in the alley, no one's using it for access. There are only, really 2 owners on both sides of the alley. Had Craig Miles take a look at it to make sure that we, for no utilities, that we would need to get an easement on. He said everything's fine to vacate that, and my recommendation would also be vacate.
I'll make a motion to approve the petition to vacate, the alley. Where's that?
Second.
Between Williams and Lake Street and Wilson. That subdivision is, which subdivision is that, Brian?
I think it's, let's see.
Diamond Division.
Yeah, Don,
Block
Big
7,
Ball and
Big
Diamond
Ball.
Division, yeah.
Okay.
And you're seconding, you're seconding?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
And then, item 9, discussion and approval of resignation. Do we have a letter of resignation?
We received nothing, it was a verbal, actually maybe a text message that she was no longer able to serve on the board. And, she hadn't been to probably the last 5 meetings. And so we kind of put pressure on her to find out if she was gonna keep coming, and she said no, so. We don't have an actual formal resignation.
We don't have-
Didn't the zoning board adopt something where you missed so many meetings, you'd be removed anyway?
There's nothing in writing that's been passed by the council or anything like that, that's been kind of the talk of what we should do, but it was never, nothing was ever passed as far as the council is concerned.
Right. So, I'm gonna make a motion to, approve the resignation of Adrian Mason from the zoning planning commission pending receipt of a letter.
Sure.
stating-
Yeah.
Stating such resignation.
Okay, yeah, I'll let her know, she needs to
I'll
provide
second
that.
that.
Victor sent that to her,
Okay.
and she never sent it back.
Okay.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
miscellaneous business, guys?
The water department is relocating here tomorrow.
Yes. Sorry, it's been a long day. This is like the 18th Monday in a row. Water department's back here, so everyone's everyone's within the same roof. In-person water bill delivery or drop-off is back. We're gonna probably have to find some type of, solution for drop-offs not at the current city hall, or what is now former city hall, I guess, since current city hall is here at the Campbell Building. But that's a future, that's a problem.
They will be able to come in and pay it here eventually.
Starting Wednesday,
Yeah, starting Wednesday.
and this morning, when we met, we talked about, the Paystar numbers as far as online bill pay have been very high.
Good.
So it's been received well, which,
Good.
again, we had a really good, we kinda got lucky in the rollout of it. We were able to have a soft rollout for a couple of months before
Yeah.
we actually had to go full bore with it, which was
Timing was
nice.
good.
So the timing was really good. Osland grant has been approved, so we can begin work on Malkovich Park,
Wonderful.
which is
Oh,
exciting.
I didn't ask about that, yeah.
It can silence some of the noise we've heard about it. I mean, when you're waiting on state agencies, sometimes it's,
You don't know anything about that, do you, Ronnie?
everybody knows I'm waiting on a state agency.
Which state?
Any other miscellaneous business, guys? Did I miss anything, Brooke? We'll think of something afterwards, I'm sure.
Sure.
Any old business? Any new business? Anybody from the public? No reason for 14. Who wants to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Hang on.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good evening.
I got a good feel about this. I think you're gonna make this work.